Hey, what's going on here, guys? This is Zach from Insert Disc 4 here. You can find me at all the social links down below. I'm actually here. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. Haven't really done too much content here, so I felt bad. So I figured we'd bring back some stuff. Not talk about why we're on a hiatus, but talk about some HADOKENs, some Shoryukens. Talk about some Batsakuken. Wow, I can't even say the last one. So anyways, we're going to be talking about a review about Street Fighter 5, because I promised it a while ago, and we've done a few other things since then as well. Since then was we did a really nice unboxing video about the Mad Catz Tournament Edition 2 Plus fight stick, and I've been digging it ever since, as this is what I've been using since I picked it up to play Street Fighter 5. I feel like I owe everybody an explanation as to why we've waited so long for this review to come out. One of the biggest things here is this game on its initial launch back in February, it was missing a lot of core essentials that you would usually just find from any game and opening it up and putting it in there. So we wanted to give it enough time for it to get the patches it needed, the love and attention it so much desired, and that the actual fans wanted as well. So now that that's finally cleared up, it's become a lot better than since its initial launch, so that's why I'll be doing a review of this right now, as if you were to go and pick it up today after seeing this. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself here, I'm actually going to introduce a new piece to the segment, which I'm going to start using in my reviews, damn sure. So check this out, we call it the Wall of Judgment. Hold on, it's the Wall of Judgment! Alright, so this is the Wall of Judgment. What it's going to do, it's going to be a friendly visual aid during the entire video segment here that keeps tracks of our pluses and our minuses. So my pros and cons here with Street Fighter 5. So this thing will be plastered here to the side the entire time, so enjoy its presence, because it's going to be here for a damn long time. Obviously, the fighting game in Street Fighter absolutely should have good fighting in it. That would only make sense, and it does here. Compared to Street Fighter 4, where it involved a lot of veterans and tenured people with Street Fighter to really get into, I have a copy of Street Fighter 4. I don't think I've played it nearly as much as all the time I've already put into Street Fighter 5. It is more friendly for somebody to pick up and then just get to playing immediately, and I definitely like it. So the videos here you'll see stringed across the entire platform will be pretty much me playing with my brother on the same couch, since we'll be talking about the network and how that's been going lately. But go ahead and check this out. So as you can see here, just kind of playing, he picked up the game the same day as well as me on the same couch. Absolutely having a blast here, and you're able to pick it up and just start playing and not feel a sense of like you need to be a veteran, like you should have been playing the one before this. It's absolutely a great way for anybody to actually get introduced into Street Fighter, would be picking up Street Fighter 5. Also, too, is that the support with this game from initial launch was staggering. There were combo videos on YouTube. There were combo videos even on the Street Fighter YouTube channel, which blew my mind, because normally they don't take that much time to really get people into it. They even break it up by segments so you can practice certain moves and combos, which I absolutely loved and enjoyed. People I usually play as is Ken and Nash, and I've been enjoying the shit out of both those characters. Which brings me into my next thing here. Big, fun cast. Not big by number, but big by diversity, and I absolutely love it. One of the biggest things I had a fun time picking up was usually from the prior series, all the Street Fighter games, Ken and Ryu have always felt very similar in playstyle. This time around in Street Fighter 5, they introduced completely new movesets and different ways that each one of those moves hits. So it's been really fun and a different flavor to actually play as Ken and not feel like I'm being just a duplicate of Ryu with long blonde hair from America. So that's been a bunch of fun. Even when I play other characters out there, like I discovered I really like Nash, his movesets are completely different, and his behaviors and mannerisms too in the game absolutely show in your battle style, which is great. That's the thing too that I really liked. You want and feel the need to play as every character. Even though there's only a few, you keep doing it just to discover their moves. For example, 2 new moves is your V skill and your V trigger. Each one of the characters has something completely different compared to the character next to them, which is great. So that really illustrates another layer of the way you can fight in this game, and you get a sense of reward whenever you actually find the character you start to become good with. Even if it just started off with spamming the same move as that character to win a few matches, I mean, when you start dialing it in and you want to start doing other stuff, you feel rewarded for sticking with that character, which is great. It's absolutely my bait on the hook with Street Fighter, so great job on the cast. Next thing we'll just go ahead and get right on into here is the survival mode in Street Fighter 5. I actually found myself enjoying that quite a bit. It's really easy, select anywhere from easy, normal, hard, and then even super difficult and some other difficulties and whatnot. It kind of dictates how many rounds you're going to be doing inside that difficulty. Weird part is, though, is like towards the end, like the last 4 matches after the set, it gets like really rough. And that's because in between these survival modes, as it kind of shows here on screen, you have to select an item or something that you want to utilize in the next round, because you carry over your health, you carry over your high score each round. So, I mean, if you've only got like a sliver of health, you're probably going to be backed into a wall to buy the health boost and get yourself some more health so you take a few more punches. Otherwise, if you're one hit killed on the next round, probably not going to last long, if at all, before the round even starts. Other things you get there too is some extra bonus damage. You can even get some extra defense in there too, so you don't take hardly any damage. But the rough part is once you start getting towards the end of your sets, the stuff kind of starts to dwindle down. So you get like health recovery low, attack up low. You don't really get a good trade-off there when you're finally starting to grind out the harder matches, which is unfortunate. But regardless, survival mode, excellent thing there for somebody that's wanting more of a challenge, because now we're going to start getting into the downside of things here. So check this out. As like I was saying before, survival mode, definitely something there for you, and it even gives you a reward of a different color for your character at the end. With the campaign, though, that's probably one of my biggest downsides of this. I know a lot of people, they don't buy Street Fighter just to play through a wonderful story about all these martial artists beating the shit out of each other. But, I mean, come on. Like, seriously, there was a thing that went around the internet for a while, like a 6-year-old or however, like an infant, like, beat the campaign. It is literally that easy. Even if you dial it up on the difficulty, you can still get through it in, like, no time flat. The sad part is, too, the campaign pays very different. You select your character, that character gets a certain set amount of matches that one person can participate in. So, like, Ryu's got, like, 3. Ken's got, like, 3. Nash, I think, had, like, 2. So it was very mix and match with each character. It wasn't the same amount. And then the story is kind of told by like these vivid artworks here. So check this out. This is the one through Ken's story, and it's like a cutscene that you get in between, and it's just stagnant images, really pretty, with some script to it. Not a whole lot to see there, which is kind of unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for more, considering they really took it an inch and a mile with the graphics in Street Fighter V. So this was kind of a letdown, but supposedly there will be more on the content once they start patching some stuff in, because you do see some other characters that aren't in the roster actually show up in some of the artwork in between all the matches, so that's kind of cool. I'm hoping for Viper, but we'll see what happens. Oh my god, and probably this next one here is probably the worst. If we could throw this up on the Wall of Judgment like 5 times, I probably would. The network issues. This was one of the biggest reasons we held off so long to give this review. We are really hoping that it's still turned around. It has gotten a lot better. This game, Street Fighter V, it is very network heavy. Something that I definitely was not expecting when I came from Street Fighter 4 for the little bit that I did. You can't even join at the time when it launched a campaign and start it without disconnecting, and then it would kick you out of your offline campaign match, and you'd have to start the whole thing all over again. It was really frustrating. They finally got their network stability up. Fights are finally connecting. The other time, though, when I'm like sitting there waiting for a match, this is what I found to do with some entertaining pieces. Alright, so doing a match online, just waiting to connect. This guy has no idea what world of hurt he is in for. Just glad I finally found somebody. Just waiting. Aha! Aha! Ha! Haha! Oh, found a match. Oh, god damn it! Wasn't ready for this. So if you couldn't figure that out, that was to give the illusion of how long it takes for these network fights to actually connect. It is ridiculous. I know this wasn't a problem with the beta and even the alpha they sent out a long time ago when they were trying to see if PS4 and PC would connect okay. So I don't know where the fall through was. Probably because more people are playing the game than they thought. We kind of talked about this once on a podcast. Should probably start listening to those. So let's review the Wall of Judgment, shall we? We've got fighting games that are still strong because it's Street Fighter, to be expected. You've also got a great cast of characters here, so that's another pro. Always never ending in terms of content or something else to do with another character. If you're already good with one, might as well try another. Pick somebody up, like Bison. I'm kidding. Don't pick up Bison. Although he's like really good and it's kind of scary. The other thing too is survival mode. Huge welcome addition to the family. Absolutely love it. I like that challenge you get with having to think instead of just fight mindlessly. You have to worry about your health, whether you want to do more damage on the next time around. Maybe it's your second time through and you know what to expect because you died the first time. So there's a lot of cool things there to kind of really work in and see what else you can get done. But obviously, let's take a look at the things I didn't like. The campaign is trash. The artwork is pretty, but what the hell were you thinking? This was absolute bullshit. Next thing as well is the online, as we kind of just figured out. It'll take forever. Not so much like this video review. We're almost done, actually. Check that out. One of the biggest things here to look forward to, the future. Building towards the success of Street Fighter. Because I'm not here to flame it. I absolutely love this game. I'll play some more of it once I'm done with this. But there's some shit that needs to be fixed. They're going to keep coming out with the characters, too, and everything. That's fine. They just recently had to put in a patch to fix everything from people... What's the word I'm looking for? Taking advantage of the situation. One of the biggest thing was people were DC in the middle of a fight, so disconnect, for all you people that don't know. They just pull the plug or disconnect altogether from the fight or turn it off, and what would happen is they would still get the reward for actually completing the match, and it's this in-game reward that you get in these online matches that's used as a currency to buy these new characters. So Capcom implemented a patch. They're looking for accounts with too many disconnects, and they flag your money down to 0. They get rid of all of it, regardless of what you've earned. You're going to be playing the system like that, the system's going to play you. Straight up, homie. But anyway, so that's nice that they finally fixed that, because that was one of the biggest things that led to this review taking so long, was because it was bad. Like, trying to connect to somebody, trying to play and fight, couldn't do it. They would just disconnect, still earn the currency, and make off with whatever they wanted there, which was kind of shitty. The other thing with that, too, is that they're going to be putting in more content, which I'm excited for. So hopefully this leads to campaign stories later down the road. I'm excited for the challenge missions they're going to have, so it's like implementing combos, a tutorial walkthrough with each one of the characters, which will be nice. I'm probably going to do all of those just so I can get a little bit better understanding here. But yeah, definitely the best one to pick up. If you've always been interested in Street Fighter, you want to see how far you can go with it. You don't even have to go as far as investing as much as I did to pick up like a fight stick. Don't get me wrong, it definitely helps, at least I think it does, and we'll have a review more later on this guy as a follow-up, and then we'll be changing the artwork too finally, which will be kind of cool. Maybe even the buttons, get it to light up. We'll see how far this goes. In the meantime though, Street Fighter V, our final verdict from the Wall of Judgment, definitely a buy if you like fighting games, or you're genuinely interested in finally getting into one. Street Fighter V is probably the easiest to get introduced to. The characters will make a shitload of sense to you, and it's not too out there like Guilty Gear or even BlazBlue, which a lot of times can take a unique individual to really get invested in those. I love those. Not everybody does, and that's just maybe because the anime or whatever the case is. But if you want something you can get into, beat up your homies or your friends on the couch, even play some online, or maybe even go pro and try to make it to Evo this year, which will be kind of cool. Regardless, though, everybody say thank you to the Wall of Judgment right over here for keeping tabs on everything while we kind of went through and force-fed you all this content. You get any questions, though, about the game or anything maybe I didn't talk too much about and you want to know more, go ahead and take a look at the comments below. Like, subscribe, keep us going. Definitely appreciate it. Also, too, you can check out all this great content over at insertdisc4.com. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. My name is Zach. We'll catch you around next time.